الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه أجمعين أما بعد. What do you expect from Fox News about Islam and Muslims? Whatever you expected, you got it. Trace Gallagher on Fox News discussed the shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego with two Jews. Natural, right? Normal. That's what they do. When they discuss Islam and Muslims, for and against, what's the normal thing to do? Bring Christians, in this case Jews, to speak about this topic. Before he mentioned the topic of the shooting, he went on saying, Los Angeles Times, feds say they thwarted alleged terror plot targeting LA Jewish institution. And he added, Office of Public Affairs, U.S. Department of Justice, he added this from what they said. California man arrested on federal indictment charging him with assaulting Jewish man near Pico Robertson Synagogue. So there you have it. Before we discuss the shooting at an Islamic center in San Diego, bring two California Jews to speak about the shooting. And before that, mention about the terrorist plot against a Jewish institution and a terrorist California man charging him charged with assaulting a Jewish man near a synagogue. Natural, right? Who are the two guests of Trace Gallagher? Dr. Sheila Nazarian, Iranian Jewish plastic surgeon, who, by the way, posts in defense of the Jewish state, such as, if you are silent when terrorists murder Israelis, stay silent when Israel defends itself. That's the Jewish Journal. The Jewish Journal online. So he says, I think people have gotten extremely radicalized. And it's very difficult for law enforcement and the FBI to track these lone, operatives that are, radicalized, either off the internet or on social media, and decide to act on their own. So radicalized difficult to find them, track them, uh, radicalized of the internet or on social media, which I think uses the internet anyway. I do want to say, prayers for the everyone at this I'm reading the transcript, at this Islamic Center, and there were small kids involved that I saw being evacuated. Okay, so far. No. She continues. This is a very controversial mosque. I wish Muslims stop using the word mosque. There is no mosque. What's a mosque? Be ashamed of using this word, really. Mosque. What's a mosque? Allah called it a masjid. Mosque. But she says this is a very controversial mosque. They, two of the 9/11 attackers, attended this mosque. The Imam has said for any means necessary. After October 7th, any means necessary. His wife posted a star of David cutting the necks of babies on her social media. With all that said, do they deserve violence? Absolutely not. And we need to get to the point where we can just speak and say, I disagree with what you're saying, without shooting a place up. Very nice. Very nice from a defender of the Jewish state and the war in Gaza. Trace, we're going to talk about the Islamic Center. Hey, Jews here, Jews there were attacked, FBI, you know them. What about the masjid? What's going on? He says. What in the world is going on, Trace? Gallagher says. And he brings two Zionists. As much Zionist as Zionism can take one. Zionist. An Iranian Zionist to talk about the shooting at the masjid, radicalized. You see here, first of all, Trace, Fox News, and this plastic surgeon did not use the word terrorist. See, this is a word here. Terrorist. Because just like the case with Semites is reserved for the Jews only. A tiny fraction of the Semitic people. The largest group of Semitic people are the Arabs. Whether the Jews like it or don't like it, but Semitic, Holocaust, of course, that's in the pockets of the Jews. That's for them. That's their property. Terroristic, terrorization, whatever. Any kind of word you can build, manufacture on the word terror, is reserved for who? Muslims. Now this, I don't mind the non-Muslims calling Muslims Muslims, because there are no Muslims, so they have no enemy here. because we're not Muslims, we're Muslim. Extremely radicalized. So the two terrorists, white, supremistic terrorists, left literature. The police won't say, what is it they left? They killed themselves. Why are you hiding? Let's show everything. If it was a Muslim who beat up on a Jew, and they shouldn't do that, that's rubbish what some Muslims do these days, causing trouble for Islam and Muslims. For what? Anyway, that, I'm guaranteeing you're going to see the word terror somewhere there. If it's not there, it's implied. But radicalized, the two criminals, terrorists, white supremacy stuff, products, left literature about racial preferences, white supremacy. Where did they get that from? Don't tell me the internet, not the family. Okay. The family of one of them, anyway, spoke and said, mental problems. He had mental problems. We tried with him, mental problems. But Muslims are always very sharp mentally, so they can call them terrorists. No excuse for mental problems, period. Did you ever hear the media, the FBI, any other organization say about somebody they caught who committed an act of violence? And Islam forbids all of them anyway. I'm letting you know. I've been saying this for 50 years. Anyway, did they ever say that this man who attacked somebody or was planning had mental problem? No, absolutely. It's just always attaching Islam to the word terror. Islamic terrorism. McCain, may Allah give him what he deserves. He's with Allah now. The senator, before he died, he kept saying all the way until he died, Islamofascism. Islamofascism. Anyway, so radicalized. What's the radicalization? White supremacy, closely attached to which religion? Hindu? I don't think so. Sikh? Buddhist? Muslim? Which religion actually is associated with white supremacy? Christianity? That's the one. That's the one, isn't it? So, Christian white supremacy terrorists. So she mentioned that say prayers and for everyone, and the kids involved, small kids involved, I saw being evacuated. Then no hesitation. It's not like a longer introduction. No. This is a very controversial mosque. So here is your justification for the terroristic, or is it terroristical? Well, I'll make up some words too. A very controversial masjid. The justification for the terrorists attacking the masjid. Very controversial mosque. Okay. That day two of the 9/11 attackers attended this mosque. When was that? 2001. What year is this? 2026? That's 25 years ago. You mean the image, maybe the ghosts of the two attackers still lingering there and teaching people, inviting them, hey, we did, you do the same. Is that what? That's 25 years ago. You mean are going to hold responsible an institution, a church, a synagogue, a masjid, no mosque. You're going to hold them responsible forever if a criminal once entered there? Well, those people, when they were at that masjid, if they were at that masjid, they were not going around saying, hey, I'm going to bring down those two buildings and maybe attack that, the Pentagon, and, going to be killing ourselves and, this and that. And the people did not know, let alone condone. And a masjid doesn't mean promoting terrorism. It's a masjid. People go there to pray. Children go there to meet other children, Muslim children, to pray. And if there is a space to play, and men and women, Muslims, they meet together with other Muslims, and they have classes, they have the prayers. Just because two criminals, terrorists, just they stuck terrorism to Muslims. Anyway, these two terrorists, just because they attended that masjid, doesn't mean it was a what they call here a radicalization center. This is how they got the idea to attack. If they were there, I'm not gonna even waste my time and look for it. So what? They attended there. I remember in one of the masajid that I was managing, some strange guy came who wasn't from the congregation. Usually we're kind to the people who come. And he was like looking around and this and that and acting suspicious. And then left. It's a masjid. People stop there to pray, especially if they're traveling. They look on the internet, which masjid I can pray at. They stop at the masjid. He came and pray. He looked around. Maybe he didn't see anything interesting for him, and he left. A few days after that, I saw his picture. He was caught planning an attack in New York City. And his family was shocked. Our son was a punk. He wasn't even religious. He's a punk. He has no Islamic manners. But he became an Islamist, terroristic suspect. So you're going to say now, from now on, Jalal Abualrub, that's my name, JALAL Jalal Abualrub, just in case you don't miss any letter. And our website is islamlife.com, where you see some of the dozens of books that Allah blessed me and my family to produce. Some of them are next to me here. And islamlife.com, if you put my name and Islam Life, you will find Facebook, YouTube, ours. So are you going to say, well, he passed by your masjid? There must be something there. Might be a radicalization joint. Islamist radicalization joint. that produces terrorists. So she immediately shoots at a very controversial mosque. No, she said mosque. Uh, so the two attackers, okay, does this mean that 25 years after that, two white supremacist Christian men attacked an Islamic center? I mean, did they even know about that? Or is it just throwing your piece? Two of the 911, 9/11. Okay. Now she goes to the Imam, has said for any means necessary. Okay, he said that. What does that mean anyway? This is an incomplete sentence. He said that, or he didn't say that. What does this mean? Is this worse than people calling Muslims here worse than dogs, cockroaches, like this fine member of Congress, the Jew, bigger than Trump in size, saying mainstream Islam doesn't belong in America. Which is worse? This man, he said something, didn't say something, and sometimes I wish that some Muslims would, how can I say it nicely, shut their mouth. It would be beneficial if he said that. I don't know. I did not like his comment after the shooting either. I'm telling you here, I didn't like it. We have to promote love. No, we don't want to promote. Why do we have to promote love when they're promoting hatred from the president to the administration to the Congress? Congress is being bribed by apex. 80 to 90% of them, they're bribed. They vote for the genocides that the Jews are committing all around them, especially in Gaza. See? I'm not promoting love. I'm promoting Islam. And we have to promote love and, getting along with each other. Keep it in your pocket. I think you should have said this is a result of this administration and this Congress promoting hatred and violence against Muslims, led by the president. And I want you to remember always, when I mention Trump and his administration, I will have to mention at a very minimum, Biden, that damn war criminal who didn't have it there except more Palestinian kids to kill, weapons, money, support. I am a Zionist. Biden and his administration filled with Zionists. Anyway, so whatever he said, okay, is that a justification for them to attack the masjid? It's the biggest Islamic center in San Diego. Lots of people and children go there. So he said whatever he said, and his wife posted a Star of David cutting the necks of babies on her social media. Then she goes and says, we can just speak and say, I disagree with what you're saying without shooting. But you're mentioning this as a justification for the shooting because she said what she believed. Isn't that called freedom of speech? It's not only for the Jews and the Christians and the Buddhists and the Hindus and the atheists and any other stuff. No, it's not. It's also for Muslims. So she posted on her social media a Star of David cutting the necks of babies. First of all, where did you get this theme, Star of David? What does David have to do with today's Jews? Maybe more than half of them are not even Israelites. And the star. So they found the symbol and stuck it to David. Don't tell me Old Testament. Well, she posted the theme of the Jewish state of Israel, cutting the necks of babies. That's the theme. She means the Jews are doing that. That's freedom of speech. Now, the Star of David, the star itself, and David himself, we believe in him, Allah's blessings on him. He has nothing to do with Jews, period. Star of David, they're not the ones who killed the babies. Just like they do with Muslims, maybe you bring the picture of a rabbi who calls for the killing of Muslims and no Muslims, no Arabs, Palestinians, kill. That would be better, especially a famous one. I'm going to mention a famous one now, killing the babies. What can I say? So this is that plastic surgeon, I don't want to waste more time on her, Sheila Nazarian. She supports the Jews and whatever the Jews do. I mean, when she says, if you're silent when terrorists murder Israelis, then you should be silent if terrorists murder Muslims. This is what it means to me. Stay silent when Israel defends itself. If you're silent when terrorists murder Israelites, then be silent when the Jews kill 100,000 civilians in Gaza alone, start wars with 8 countries around them, bombing and killing and attacking, occupying, invading, and they killed 35 to 40,000 children, babies. And you want people to be silent? Is this a person you bring to talk about the terroristic attack? Unbelievable. Now, Trace Gallagher, a nice Fox anchor. Before I go into the next guest to talk about an Islamic masjid where the people have been terrorized by 2 white supremacist terrorists, most likely Christian. Fox News, what did they do? Just like the other media organizations in America, Fox more dedicated. Since 9/11, they did horrific attacks on Islam and Muslims in every way possible. They cheered for the wars that the Christian West waged against the Muslims, Afghanistan, Iraq, that ended up in the killing of more than 1 million Muslims, several million more expelled or had to leave the country to run away, to run with their lives, trillions of dollars, and ended up in complete, perfect failure for the Christians. They were behind it, and CNN, and ABC, and any other letters they have for their media. They are 100%, 100% criminals behind all these crimes. They cheered for that. And mind you, these people, they don't fight. They just send others, like Republicans, send others to fight. Trump, why did he fight? He only fought Somalis and Haitians. They eat dogs and what else did he say? Dogs and ducks, and I don't know. Yeah, these people were at the forefront of the war against Islam and Muslims. And what they did is incredible in its criminality. They are terrorists. Fox News, ABC, NBC, CNN, and what else? CBS, that's declining now under the new Jewish Zionist leaders, owners. They were criminals, 100%. They supported every crime against Islam and Muslims, stuck Islam behind every mistake, maybe crime or any kind of ill behavior. They put Islam with that person, whoever it is who did that. Muslim this, Islamic this, Muslim this, Islamic this. Didn't you see since last year, specifically, before that they always did that, how inhumane these conservative Christians are with immigrants here? How they attacked them, dehumanized them, just as they did with Muslims. You see? Like if they're animals, they're not human beings, those immigrants, and attacking them and separating families, putting children in cages. And Biden, by the way, did not release all of the children in cages that he inherited from Trump. He's a damn criminal too. But these people, how inhumane they are. Unbelievable. So what do you expect from them? A shooting at an Islamic center. Who do they bring? This Gallagher guy, who's not even the top, or among the top, maybe 5, 10. I saw the top anchors. He was down there, where he should be, even downer. And he brings 2 Zionists. You're waiting for the next. Okay, I'll tell you. I know it's 33, 35 minutes is fine. You have time. It's weekend. Rabbi Chaim Mentz. Chaim. Chaim, they call him Chaim. Chaim Mentz, Mentz, of Chabad, Chabad, of Bel Air, Los Angeles. That's his organization, Chabad. Who said, by the way, just this is for you now, I don't have time to mention everything he says. He could be a bigger Zionist than that plastic surgeon. A Zionist. An Israeli-Hamas ceasefire deal was suggested or reached. It was temporary, of course. The Jews immediately broke it. That's what they do. That's what the Old Testament says about the Jews, that they break every covenant. He gave his piece about that peace deal. It is a two-edged sword. Really? One of the strongest armies in the world against a tiny piece of land, 5 miles by 25 miles, with 2.5 million people being there, living there, destroyed almost completely, 100,000 killed. including 1/3 of them children, and the others, men and women, civilians. According even to Israeli reports, 80% of them civilians, like 80,000. And the Palestinians, they don't have weapons. Of course, no thanks to the Jews and no thanks to Hamas. You see, I said it. I'm a Palestinian from the West Bank, from the city of Jenin. Hamas leadership, no thanks. You didn't give the people either advance notice to collect food, water, medicine. You didn't give them weapons to defend themselves against one of the strongest armies in the world. How pathetic. Anyway, so he said it's a two-edged sword. Why? Because the Jews will not be able to kick them all out, as Trump said. Finish the job. I'm going to make a resort there. Don't finish the job. Finish the job. Half and half. Trump. And they killed 100,000. Until today, nobody knows what they're doing. Now that Iran is the focus, the war there, America has nothing to do with Iran. Iran never attacked America, period. No war that they started, because it's all a sham by the mullahs. Death to America, death to Israel. They never started wars against America or Israel. So that's the diversion. Nobody knows what they're doing now. They're killing the people. They stopped medicine, food, water from being delivered into that small area of unarmed people called Palestinians. Some of them are even Christian, most of them are Muslim. See? When you have a ceasefire deal, it means what? He said it's for the devil. He says it's for the devil. He says it's for the devil. Yeah, and his name is Netanyahu, and you are his advocate. Netanyahu, his name is actually Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. His father, Ben Zion Netanyahu was originally named Ben Zion Milikowski, and was born in Warsaw, Poland, not Palestine. The family changed their name to Netanyahu, which means God has given. Then they emigrated to mandatory Palestine. What does that mean? Under the Brits, the mandate was for the Brits over Palestine. It was called Palestine. They even had Palestinian passports. The Jews haven't lived in Palestine since the year 71 AD, when the Romans, idol worshippers at the time, expelled the Jews from Palestine. They came back and invaded this ours. So they were in Palestine at the time. And this man has so much hatred for humanity. Netanyahu. May God take. That's what I say. Okay, so Benjamin Ben Zion Milikowski. I don't care to read it right. I mean, right? There's no right thing to about. He was born in Poland. His father. Okay. So, ceasefire, two-edged sword. You're gonna stop the killing. Hey, it's for the devil. So this is Rabbi Chaim Mentz. To Trace Gallagher, he says, first and foremost, nobody should ever be shot unless you're a Palestinian in Gaza and the West Bank, because the ceasefire is for the devil. Nobody should ever have anybody coming in and killing them. Okay? We are all created in God's image. Really? What kind of feelings do you have for the Palestinians, for the Muslims? And unfortunately, there is a lot of people that get indoctrinated that they don't hear the voice of God's image of goodness and light. Wow. Yeah. And then when you dehumanize certain people, you are willing to go out and say, hey, they're not human, we can kill them, because it's the betterment for the entire world. Okay. My question is on these two kids, how did these kids, like 17-year-old kid, what was going, I will put money on it. I doubt you'll put money. A Jewish rabbi put money on anything. I will put money on it that there is some mental illness. Kids, mental illness going on over there. Over where? I don't really think that these two kids, just regular American kids, are going to, I think he said are going to say, hey, let's go shoot up a mosque. Unbelievable. Goodness. Look at this goodness. Nobody should ever be shooting nobody somewhere, killing gun. Okay. Except for the Palestinians, because he says a ceasefire is for the devil. When there is a fire, mainly the Palestinians are being killed. Muslims in Iran, Muslims in Lebanon, Muslims in Syria, they were being attacked before the mullahs were kicked out of there by the Muslims. This is the fire. Ceasing fire means the Jews will not be killing all these people. 8 different countries. Do you get the number? How many fingers here? 8. 8 different countries they're attacking these mad people. As I said, just like a little man hiding behind a giant. The giant is the West, especially America. And they're hiding behind the leg of the giant and then looking to the Muslims. Hey, Muslims, I'm going to kill you and destroy you, Daddy, can you give me more weapons and more money? Sure, my son. So, and unfortunately, there is a lot of people that get indoctrinated, that they don't hear the voice of God's image. I mentioned in my books, especially this one. I wasn't going to mention it, but let me mention it. Holy Wars, Crusades, Jihad. "400 pages of comparison between the rulings of warfare found in the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Quran, and Prophet Muhammad's Sunnah practices." I mentioned so many instances from the Old Testament where humanity means nothing. to the children of Israel. And they claim that God ordered them to do this. Today I'm going to mention just one of them. This book is on our website, islamlife.com, islamlife.com. Watch it. Watch it, this video. And go to the website and get the book. So watch the video, get the book. We have other videos in God's image. Look what your book is indoctrinating the Jews, especially those religious ones, the rabbis. What do they teach? Do they teach the New Testament? Absolutely not. They don't believe in the New Testament. They call Jesus a bastard. It's in the New Testament. They said to him, "We be not born of fornication." The Talmud calls Mary, blessings of Allah on her and on Jesus, Isa, they call her a whore. So they're not going to be indoctrinating their people with this long hair here. Exemption from killing, you just kill and we give you the commandments from the Old Testament, because we're the brain and you're the muscle. If we have a brain, that's what they should be saying too. Anyway, so what are they learning? It's this stuff. That's the Old Testament. They're not reading the New Testament. They don't believe in it. Or the Quran, they don't believe in it. They're reading the Old Testament filled with instances of mass murder and rape. So, how can you hear the voice of God in the midst of these instructions? And the Christians know that the Jews consider them to be the donkeys of the Jews. Protocols of the wise men of Zion. Yeah, Jews said, no, we didn't write it. But that's what you believe. Like, read the New Testament, where Paul says to the Jews that they killed the prophets and they pleased not God. Paul, New Testament. And Jesus said to the Jews, he called them snakes, vipers, and children of the devil. Jesus said that. Find it in the New Testament. We have videos about that. So, now he says, nobody should shoot nobody and they should, we're all created in the image of God. I don't think you believe that. You only see the faces of Jews there. And unfortunately, a lot of people, your religion, the Old Testament is the oldest terroristic document in existence. I'll give you one example, and one example is more than enough. Okay? Dehumanize people? Really? Your whole system is that they don't even recognize there are Palestinians there. Like that land since the year 71 AD until the early 1900s was empty. Nobody was there, just waiting. Nobody lives there here. Why not? Because the Jews are coming like maybe in 18th centuries to live there. Yeah, you are the ones who dehumanized the Palestinians so badly that leaders like Golda Meir, a woman of substance, that's the movie, don't watch it. She said there are no Palestinians, and she was born in Kiev, Ukraine. You see, they don't belong there. When you dehumanize people, you go and shoot and kill 100,000 civilians in one area only. The West Bank, thousands of people. I lost 2 dozens of my own family, and they're not Hamas, including children. Lebanese. Now Iran, they're attacking Iran. They're threatening everybody except Pakistan. May Allah protect Pakistan. This is because Pakistan has more nuclear weapons than the Jews. Other than that, attack everybody. And the cowardly Arab regimes, they just want to continue ruling no matter how humiliation it brings them. Doesn't matter. I'm going to keep ruling. Half of the money in my pocket, the other half for the intelligence agencies to go after anyone who might breathe even differently than what I wish for them to breathe. Whatever. So, no goodness, no light, if you read the Old Testament. So you dehumanize people. You say, hey, they're not human. We can kill them because it's the betterment for the entire world. This is why he calls the ceasefire for the devil, because it means I can't kill them all for the betterment of the entire world. Look at this hypocrite. Fox News. Fox News. My question is on these two kids. Kids, like just kids. There's mental problem, maybe. Why? I will put my money that there are some mental problems or illness going on there, over there. Over where? So mental problems, kids. Let's suppose a Muslim kid, even 13-year-old, Israeli jails, Jewish jails are full of kids of all ages. Kids. Torture. And they accuse him of all kinds. Just throwing a stone could get you a nice time in Jewish jails. And they believe that you're not human because of their book and their culture and their society. Let's suppose a Muslim, 17-year-old Muslim, did something like this. What about I guarantee you, Islam will be in there. Islamic terrorism will be in there. Terrorists. Indoctrinated, they go to this masjid, meaning maybe they got the ideas from there. No mention of mental problems. What pathetic. What pathetic, poor excuse for a human being this man represents, and his likes are so many. So now, full-grown men, 17 and 18, are kids, and there has to be a mental problem? Why? Why can't they be just a regular white supremacist, full-grown Christian men who are terrorists? Who are terrorists? Terrorists. They're the ones who shot, the same group of people shot in the past few years, mostly synagogues and churches. The same people. The one who shot churches is because they're black in there. You can't be black and Christian, You have to be white. That woman used to be on Fox. What's her name? She's saying, why can't Jesus be blonde with blue eyes? Why not? It's because he wasn't. He was brown, and you hate this color. And he wasn't European. He was an Israelite, Jesus. I don't want to go to sleep while I'm talking about this. I don't really think that these two kids, they're not kids, they're full-grown men. This culture here keeps talking about full-grown people, teens, teens, teens. Teens what? What does that mean? What do you mean? These people are capable of shooting and killing people and wanted to go into the mosque, mosque, into the masjid to kill children, and you're calling them kids? They're not kids. They're damn full-grown mules. Yeah. One of them was a wrestler. Yeah, mule. That's not a kid. Okay. Now, I told you that I'm going to mention something from the Old Testament. 56 minutes, I think is fine. My name is Jalal Abualrub, IslamLife.com, and this is why I say Netanyahu, and I wanted to explain to you before, and this actually is from our Egyptian brothers. They call him Netanyahu. Netanyahu. Knitting stinks. Yahoo. So I like saying Netanyahu because he is. You want to call him Benjamin bin Zayan. Bin Zayan. That's a Zionist. In his genes. Milokovsky. It's a Polish name. I can't say it because I'm not from that culture. I'm sure there are many people who have this name. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just trying to read it. Okay, let me spell it. Milei Kowsky. Milokowski. Okay, Milokowski. Sorry that the people who carry this name who are not supporting the Jews, that this man carries this name. Anyway, apologize to them. I know they would hate. I know they would like to call him Netanyahu, not. I don't want to say the word again. I'm not sure I'm saying it correctly. Anyway, okay. So what did he say? Okay. He was quoted as saying that you must remember what Amalek, it's Amalek has done to you, O Israel, says our Holy Bible. And we do remember. So this woman remembers two people attended that masjid 25 years ago. This guy says, hey, we remember Amalek thousands of years ago. So we kill the Palestinians. Why? Because you must remember what Amalek has done to you, says our Holy Bible, and we do remember. Okay, Holy Bible. This man doesn't believe in anything, just like Trump, but they're using religion, and their community, their culture, their society are murderers. It's an invader, murderer, Jewish community in Palestine. And those who support them from outside are worse than them because they're the ones who give them all the support. Okay? So 1 Samuel 15:3. I like this one. I don't like what's in it, but I like to mention it. Amalek. This is what the Holy Bible says about Amalek. He calls Palestinians Amalek. Now go and smite Amalek, the Old Testament. Let me read it word by word. It makes me feel better this way. because I need to expose this to humanity. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass, donkey. Isn't this what they are doing now in the West Bank and specifically in Gaza since October 7? And they did many times before. A conflict that started 100 years ago when the Brits gave Palestine that they didn't own to the Jews who never owned it, and they created all this trouble everywhere they went. The Brits, every area in the world they went, they left conflict behind them, people fighting. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. Let me end with this question. In many instances in the Old Testament, the faithful, the Israelites, are commanded to kill donkeys. Why? Why donkeys? Why kill donkeys? Donkeys, forget about the sound, it's not good. But useful animals. People used to carry things on them, ride them. Or did they know beforehand that all four Gospels written by the Jews, autobiography of Jesus, it's not the Gospel, it's a fake Gospel, but all four of them said that when Jesus came to Jerusalem to start his ministry, whatever that means, he was riding a donkey. So, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. That's what they're doing. And these horrible people at Fox News, they have no religion. They don't believe in anything. The support of the inhumanity against the people here just because they have different color. Illegal immigrants. You are all illegal, according to the natives who own this land. Ask the natives who own this land, who were exterminated almost because of those people who came from Europe. Hey, native, who are the illegal immigrants? They will say the white man and his family. Listen, Islam is the largest religion on earth, and there's nothing you can do to suppress Islam. Muslims today are weak and divided. That's not going to be the case forever. So, La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. There is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah.